putting on my news glasses. I don't even need to wear these. I just want to look like I know what I'm talking about. I figured somebody's going to click on this and say, that guy looks like he knows what he's talking about. But I don't. I'm only making up this stuff so that I can take your mind off of the White House on the Hill. What hill? What hill? They're over the hill, all of these guys. Anyway, I don't want to talk about politics. It's going to be, politics isn't everything. We got it in our family. I don't want to talk about it. I'm Italian, and we got, one year at Halloween, everybody took their masks off, and we found out that my family was the members of KISS. So what are you going to do? Just kiss your family goodbye. So Harvey Weinstein, from the company, the Weinstein Company, he's from Buffalo. I used to do record hops with him, dances, Harvey and Corky, he and his brother. They're good guys and fun. I didn't know that there was a sexual thing involved. I didn't think there was at that time. I had my own sexual thing at that time. I wasn't worried about his. I used to go to a bar called Lachlan's, and they used to have, that bar was so sleazy that it was lined up all the way across the top with toilet seats. Boy, was it ever a toilet? That's a true story. And Harvey Weinstein was out he was at a club last night. You hear the tweeting? That's the bird, not the technology. So listen, this is so important. Harvey was out last night with some friends in New York at a club, and some comic got up, some Hollywood bee, and talked to some woman comic. And then they started jumping on the fact that the elephant is in the room, and people came over and insulted him. People have no manners. What we do, we got to learn, there's a couple things that have to happen. You don't want homelessness. You know how to help people get jobs? By educating and training, because people really do want to work if they like the work. And you have to learn to do the work you like. You have to learn to like the work you do is the opposite. So, I'm never going to like doing certain things, but I am always going to want to work at what I like. So that's what you got to do. I mean, we got to do that as a society and stop worrying about who's going to pay for it and how the people are coming here, the immigrants. I mean, let's be honest about it. Most people don't want to do the work the Mexicans are doing here anyway. They don't want to do it because they're lazy and they don't want, maybe they don't like the money. Then you got corporate stuff where people are paying a lot of money to have things done by third world countries. How many things do you have in your house that says made in China? I have China that's made in China. The only thing that's not made in China is me. I'm the guy, I wasn't made in China. But then too, I got to check that birth certificate. That's it. Let's educate people, and then they'll be a lot better. And Bernie Sandler, what's his name? Saunders, the one running for president, the Democrat from New England. He's talking about now legalizing marijuana. Duh. Where's the train? My daughter has been growing marijuana for 8 years. I did a documentary on it. It's on YouTube. You can see it. I did it with an iPhone and an iPad. It's called iPot. Now everybody stole the name iPot, but that's my film. That's what I did with my daughter, growing medical. It was medical at the time. She had a certificate on the wall, which I showed, but it wasn't really medical. It was just to get high. Come on. I mean, people want to get off, and it's either the opioids, the marijuana, or the drug, the drinks. I've been free and clean for a number of years because I had to work a program, but not everybody's on that program, and not everybody wants to be clean and sober. Some people want to just be nasty and mean, and some people want to be rich and famous, and that's another thing, is people fighting for fame, for recognition, wanting to be somebody in their life. I'm going to tell you, fame's not what you think it is. It's got another component to it, My sister in Buffalo said to me a long time ago, boy, you got it knocked because you're not that famous, but you have a reasonable amount of recognition in the society, which I do in my own profession. I've got to the top of it at one time, and it's wonderful to have that success. But first of all, fame is fleeting, as was said by the Roman Empire. The emperor used to hire publics. There was one guy on either side of the dressing room entrance after the gladiator had won, and he would pass through the portal, and each of those people who were hired by the emperor would whisper in the gladiator's ear, fame is fleeting. So don't get too used to it. It don't last. Not a big thing. Look at what's happening with Kanye West now. He's going to use Christ. I don't mean it in a bad sense, but he's going to do the Christian-based thing. I think on Jimmy Kimmel last night he made the announcement. He's going to be doing it again tonight. He's going to actually do his new album, which is filmed, and he says that he's living his life for Christ. Well, it's very noble and it's a wonderful effort. Then you got this girl who's wearing that thing, like Gita. What do they call that thing? She's a 16-year-old running in an Olympic race or a race at school, and they don't want her to wear that thing. I mean, religion. What? Religion, politics. Those are two things we were told that you never discuss with people because they have differences of opinion. I always talk about religion and politics, but I do it with comedy because I know that we're essentially all the same. Everybody is here as a citizen of this planet. And I'll tell you something, we're all going to die. Nobody knows how they got here, they don't know why they're here, and they don't know when they're leaving. So take that with your American Express card, which incidentally they changed their card. They put the gladiator on the back side of the card. Welcome to the Roman Empire. It's a Reynolds Rap. Oh, follow me on Facebook, Joey Reynolds, the late Joey Reynolds, on Facebook on my page, or YouTube. It's a Rap.